Hanhart Redline Mark II, finally on wrist, on deck, and under review. Let's check it out. What is going on? Welcome back to the program. I am your host, D. And today's episode, we are finally getting to do a proper hands-on, full-scale review of this little baby here. Tristano's latest execution with the bad boys of Gutenbach. Indeed, the Red Lion Mark II flyback chronograph in 39 millis with that rotating bezel, giving you a second time zone, and the ridiculous big eye that I appreciate so much more now that these glasses have become standard apparel for your boy D at Hobby of Hours. This is not a sponsored review. Yes, he is a buddy. Yes, Hanhart are my friends. Yes, I pretty much only talk about watches I like on this channel, because why would I bother spending my time on a bunch of bric-a-brac or junk I don't like? But there are two minor little issues with the piece that I would have changed, but that's just me. I am not a watch designer yet. I'm a bit of a Yahoo and enthusiast, and I've been hunting Hanhart for over a decade, so I feel that my opinion matters, and maybe if only just to me. But a pretty fun watch, super glad to have it, and can't wait to share a little bit of it with you. I don't know if by the time this episode airs, if there will be any more left. There are only 200. The Mark I was limited to 150 units. This one is limited to 200 units. My production schedule varies, to be fair, and I just don't know if our boy John at watchbuys.com is going to have any left for you. But maybe after seeing this, it will inform your opinion as to whether or not it's a piece for you. At the end of the day, that's what my watch reviews are meant to do, which is to showcase a piece, demonstrate not just the specifications, but show it to you on wrist, get up in its business whenever we can, so that you can make a determination as to whether or not it's something worth adding to your collection. A collection? I need to use my words. Your collection, you know. So who knows? Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. I know it is a welcome addition to mine. And yes, I'm mad for some Hanhart, to be fair. So let's hit the deck, check this one out, and see what she's got going on. Let us get up in her business. Hanhart Red Lion 2 Electric Boogaloo. Let's see if we can get that name to stick. I don't think it's going to, but finally getting on deck with her. And I got a couple episodes planned for this little baby. Of course, we're going to bring the Vixa along. Of course, Mark I will be pitted against this one in a watch wars. Probably going to shoot that episode next, to be fair. But getting some intimate close-up footage up in its business of the Mark II Red Lion, released in partnership with our friend TGV from Urban Gentry and the bad boys of Gutenbach, Simon, Felix, Franz, Lotta, Michelle. Love the crazy crew in Germany. They are so much fun. Absolutely adore them. If you ever get to a watch show and Hanhart is there, by all means, carve out some time and spend some time with them talking about the watches, trying them on. They are absolutely amazing and easily my favorite maison in all of horology. So what do we have here? We have a very custom, yeah, well, I guess they made it frame off a build, but kind of hearkening back to the fact that they more or less inspired the Type 20 criteria eventually put into place by Franz. And with this one, we've got a bunch of different features. Now, the funny thing is, I see this as a competitor of, if not trouncer of, the Longines Big Eye. This is my only
Big Eye watch. And the reason I chose to get this one isn't just because my buddy made it, but the Mark I Red Lion was the first to come back in the modern era at 39 millimeters with all that configuration for the 417 ES. ES standing for stainless steel, Edelstahl. But this one has the flyback feature, so I don't see it as redundant. Plus, this one has some added value with the bezel and that flyback feature. We'll come to that in just one second. Let's put some numbers up on the board and see what we're looking at here. Okay, so we got 39 millimeters here, 46 millimeters lug to lug, looking at 13.6. It's a touch thicker than Red Lion 1 because it's got that display case back. We'll get there in a second. Mercifully, 20 millimeters. Gotta love you, Hanhart. None of that UGG width 1921 for you. We'll come back to the strap choice in a moment. We got 100 meters water resistance. It indeed does have sapphire ×2. Inside here is the Sellita AMT 5100M manually wound movement, giving us 58 hours of power reserve. And when I weighed it, without its strap coming in at 82 grams. Now, the cost of this one came in a bit hotter than Mark I. To be fair, Mark I was from several years ago, and this one does have the flyback movement and whatnot. And whereas the Mark I was limited to 150 units, this one is limited to 200, which I thought was very sensible because Mark I sold out in like hours or some absurd short amount of time. And I figure this one is going to be behaving similarly. There is that one viewer who doesn't like it when I don't run the chronograph. Shame on me. All right, so Chrono, running time. You know what? I'm on a bomb run, or I'm on an aggressive jog in Gutenbach, and I want to do time intervals. Boom, snapping back, and that is indeed the beauty of a flyback. You know, mostly useful if you're in an airplane and you're doing some military stuff, but also kind of fun and useful, and frankly value add when it comes to a chronograph feature. And as our, this watch has been covered certainly at length at this point now. Gosh, apologies, the apartment is so dusty. I need to figure that out. No wonder I have allergies. But that Big Eye is going to certainly help us see what's going on there. And as part of what's going on there, let's see what's going on back here. Now, I do have two minor critiques of the piece. We do include the positives and negatives. Honest watch journalism. But if you follow the channel for any amount of time, I don't feature or cover watches I don't like to some degree. It's not worth my time, to be fair. These videos take an awful lot to produce time-wise. So I cover items that I like, and I occasionally weigh in with some particularly bad ones. But obviously I like the watch. Now, my first, I'm gonna say complaint. I can't see the Gentry Labs logo. Now, they purposely did it in a way that is meant to be subtle, but I'm glad that I know the person. I'm friends with the dude who made it, and I'm friends with the people who made it. I want to see that logo back here, and even if I zoom in, I can't see. The etching is so very polite. I know they didn't want to block the movement, but if it were me, I'm a shameless promoter. I'd have done frosted case back and Hobby of Hours. You would have seen more Hobby of Hours than you would of the Sellita movement, but that's me and I'm a bit of a goon. So I would have liked to have seen it a little bit bolder back there because I like that my buddies made it, right? So that's my minor thing about the case. Otherwise, we got that absolutely fabulous Gutenbach finish and just amazing dial. All right, where's that chronograph? Stop and then reset. That's how you handle a flyback chrono. My second minor thing is the strap. Now, to be fair, this is an FKM strap, Tropic style. And in and of itself, it is a wonderful strap. I have several Tropics myself. It's like a vintage 70s design, maybe even back into the 60s design in principle. But this is a fabulous execution of a strap. Seiko, you could take some notes from Gutenbach headquarters. But for me, when I think Hanhart, I think Flieger, I think leather, I think Bund. I'm clearly wearing my flight gloves because it is a Flieger for me. But I understand why T wanted to do it. He likes to go in his jogs and wants to be able, if you got 100 meters of water resistance, maybe you do want to go a little bit more aggressive with your strap choice that can endure the elements a bit better than leather. But for me, Hanhart equals Flieger fineness, and it's going to be on leather. But as a courtesy for this being the initial review, I'm going to leave it on its strap. Although to be fair, Hanhart does have some lovely bracelets and a new clasp system. that if you have opportunity to get these, I think it's an option in the store. Check out watchbuys.com if you're in North America to get yours. If I'm being honest, I don't know where Europeans or Asian folks buy their Hanharts. Maybe go to hanhart.com. You know, I was in Gutenbach. I could have asked them so that I was better informed. I just didn't. I was too busy having my slushies with the bad boys of Gutenbach. What are you going to do? But yeah, so the case back, I would have emblazoned it. It'd have been so bold. People would have complained at how bad the case back would have been if it was me. And leather. In fact, well, here's the thing. You can always buy more Bund. Bund is always available at Hanhart's website, and their Bund is really second to none because they made it high quality but also thinner than general Bund straps, so it wears a bit more politely. Talking about how something wears, let's get her on wrist. And ba-bam, on my 6.5-inch wrist, you can see that 46 millimeters of lug to lug is doing me just fine. Long lead. Lovely. I might have to steal the Bund from the Mark 1 and let this one have some playtime with it. I don't know, we'll see about that. Or maybe some two-stitch leather from two-stitch straps. Shout out Ivan. Could probably get a nice two-stitch for this. Maybe some red sub-stitching on the two-stitch. Yeah, but fairly gorgeous. I like, the longer in the tooth I get, the more I appreciate a date complication at 6. Because frankly, 430 complication, that never made sense putting it there. Who was the first person to do that and why? Because you've built the movement, you could put it wherever you want. 6 o'clock or 3 o'clock is the standard. I hated it, 12 o'clock. Longines, I'm talking to you. But anyway, I don't need a Longines big eye nor a Breguet big eye because I've got the inspiration for the Type 20 configuration hollow back all the way back to the 40s and 50s. Yeah. Let's do that flyback once more. I love me some flyback. This is my only modern flyback. I do have the Vix, of course. She's running around here somewhere. She's on standby to keep the Mark 1 and Mark 2 away from each other during the watch wars. She's going to regulate. You know what? Where is it? Okay, oh, I got it. Okay, Mark 1. Oh yeah, Mark 1 versus Mark 2 electric boogaloo. Check it. Look at that Bund. Look at her go. Yeah, we're going to put you off to the side, Mark 1. No slight to you, friend, but today is all about Mark 2. All right, let's take it back to the shop.
Ba-bam, Red Lion 2. Red Lion 2 electric boogaloo. Saying it real sexy for you. Because she is definitely a sexy watch. But is she a watch for you? I don't know. Let me know in the comments. If it's your cuppa, I can tell you this. The only other watch that's out there that has a big eye is definitely the Longines. I think there's a Breguet running around, certainly. But if it were me, knowing what I know about the good boys in Gutenbach, I would take Hanhart any day. But that's me personally. Maybe it's not you. Maybe you need to seek it out for yourself. I do want to own a Breguet at some point. But when it comes to the big eye feature, this has got so many things going on for it. It's, you know, my buddies made this watch. Yes, I know TGV. Yes, my buddies at Hanhart love them. But there's something about that connective tissue that matters to me personally. So who knows? Maybe the layout and the design of one of the other iterations is for you. But this one's for me. I no longer need a Longines big eye. The Breguet, I think I'm looking at hunting down a Breguet 3800. Although that is a flyback with a modular flyback. It's not like a built-in one. It's like a one-level flyback, if you will. But I desire that for a different reason than desiring this one. This one has the date at 6, an amazingly good bezel, and all of that provenance, considering Hanhart kicked off this whole Type 20 thing to begin with, as we learned from Tristano and the other sources. So quite a bit of fun. So hope you enjoyed this. Keep your eyes peeled because I am going to do a watch wars with this one versus the Mark 1. The Red Lion Mark 1, also from TGV and Hanhart, which is a good bit of fun. I've already shot that episode, but I'm fairly certain this episode is going to air before that one because I wanted to get this one out of the gate in time in case you still maybe wanted to pick one up. So go to watchbuys.com if you're in the US As usual, I don't know where anyone who's not in North America can get a Hanhart. Felix, Simon, please give me the 411. Let me know where your non-US customers can buy your stuff. I will totally put that website's name here. I just don't know. What are you going to do? But, you know, if you're up for it, because here's the thing. Once these kind of turbo limited things go, they get sold out, that invariably the secondary market gets marked up to whatever. So if it's your cup of tea, don't hesitate. John and Watch Buys in the U.S. Have been amazing. I was buying Hanhart and other watches from them for years before I knew any of the folks in Gutenbach or NYC. So a good bit of fun. So hope that you are in this wonderful, beautiful hobby of ours. You're doing well, that you're blessed and enjoying your watches. And we will catch you in the next one. Peace!
If you'd like to support the channel, head over to hobbyofhours.com. We've got artwork, coffee mugs, hats, t-shirts, and even a watch book. 1001 Watch Designs, Volume 1. Over 1,000 designs in here. Steampunk, super futuristic, kaleidoscope, even super real ones. Watches that you could probably put on your wrist today. It's a great way to support the channel. Thanks for coming along on the ride.